At the end of Mask of Light, Takanuva revealed the passageways to the city of Metru Nui, thus causing a flashback in which the Turaga recant about how they were Toa in Metru Nui, so this is clearly a prequel to Mask of Light, even though it clearly says Bionicle 2 on the title. Someone has a serious titling issue. Anyways, Bionicle 2 Legends of Metru Nui is an improvement over the first movie in two ways. One, while the focus of Mask of Light was with the Matoran sets, this one focuses on the main sets of 2004, the Toa Metru. Secondly, the voices and characterizations are improved tenfold, but we'll get to that soon. After an opening very similar to Mask of Light, we see Toa Likan being chased by two cool looking dark hunters named Nidhiki and Kreka. Toa Likan was one of my favorite characters from the franchise. I really loved the chivalrous look of him, combined with his mysterious past really attracted me as a kid. He then goes on a tour of Metru Nui, giving one Matoran from each section a Toa Stone, which when put into a special niche in the Toa Suva temple transforms them into the Toa Metru. Now the voice acting of the Toa are all really good. I especially like the voice of Matau, the Toa of Air.
Sure, fine. Just enjoying the view. Woo!
Now that's what a Toa of Air should sound like. Way better than Liwa. His was too softy compared to this attitude-fueled Toa. While the story does focus on the Toa, the majority of the attention is focused on Toa Vakama, who also narrates the movie as a Turaga. Now his Toa voice is also very good, and pretty handsome.
I saw it. Metru Nui was destroyed! The great Kanoka discs were headed right for me!
However, a lot of his scenes present him as an unconfident and even whiny leader.
I'll never be a real Toa. I can't even make a decent mask. I'm a cross-wired freak, chasing my dreams, wasting everyone's time. I'll never be a real Toa.
Some people would say that it makes for better characterization. The hero begins doubting his own powers to becoming more confident by the end of the film. I will be one of them, mainly because I'm just a sucker for that goddamn voice. Vakama has strange visions of the future that come at random times. It's an awful lot like Tetsuo's visions in Akira. Too bad Bionicle is only rated PG, otherwise they'll have no choice but to include a vision in which Vakama's guts come pouring out of his belly. That would be hilarious. Like the first movie, the special effects are a mixed bag, with some effects and slow motion being really good, while others, not so much. There is a brief scene in which Vakama has to destroy a statue of Likan to escape the Vaki robot enforcers. It explodes at around the knees, but in a backwards shot a few seconds later, it's clearly intact. Ironically, for the film that has the best voice acting in the series, it has quite a few sequences in which the lip sync fails, and unfortunately, those moments are obvious.
Oh, help me, please!
However, the good effects outweigh the bad ones 6-4, despite the fact that there are a few moments which will attract the ire of true Bionicle dorks, including what will be the worst ending shot of the entire series, in which it pans up and shows the Bionicle symbol outlined in clouds. It's just so corny. Instead of 6 Turaga in Metru Nui, there's now only one Turaga, a Turaga Duma, whose portrayal literally screams villainy. He blames the new Toa for Likan's disappearance and separates the group. A few minutes later, he is even seen talking to the Mukuta in his shadowy eye form. But later, it is revealed that the Mukuta is in fact Turaga Doom, but in disguise. The real Doom is hidden away in a comatose state. So who exactly is Turaga Doom? Working for the Mukuta or the Mukuta himself? Make up your minds! Also, the head just looks plain ridiculous on a Turaga's body. It looked way better in the Titan form. Now this false Turaga wants Vakama to forge him a Kanohi Vahi Mask of Time because... so he can control time or something. I don't know. The movie doesn't give a clear explanation why. Scenes like this, where the false Turaga is gathering the Matoran, reminds me strongly of Half-Life 2, which was released on November 16th, 2004. This movie was released a month earlier, so did Valve rip off the movie? I would say no, because Half-Life 2 was under development for much longer than this movie. Hell, much longer than Bionicle itself, so I see it as just a coincidence. Around 45 minutes in the movie, the Toa finally reunite and find Toa Likan, who is now Turaga Likan. They confront the Makuta, who merges with Nivok, his pet Rahi, and Nidhiki and Kreka to form into a much bigger form. It's actually quite a terrifying fate these Dark Hunters go through. Through his merging, the Makuta transformed into a bigger form, which now is basically the same body from Mask of Light with wings, and now looks like an obese Dean Hardscrabble from Monsters University, or Destroyer. In the first confrontation between Vakama and Makuta, Likan intervenes and is fatally wounded, reminiscent of Jallar's death in Mask of Light. However, this is more emotional, partly because, unlike Jallar, Turaga Likan never comes back to life. That takes balls. This motivates Vakama to engage in another confrontation between him and the Makuta. Now this is actually a good fight, even though Vakama's main methods is running around invisible and tricking the Makuta here and there. But it's more action-packed than the Cola game in Mask of Light. Overall, I find this movie quite enjoyable, and despite some obvious flaws, it is the best out of the entire series. I give this movie 4 ridiculous looking Makuta Turagas out of 5.